lies that were built in regard to getting the inspection notice made the inspection notice void. And therefore, we're here to discuss every reason why this should not be held. And so therefore, the resolution
The information
23.
that was presented to us shows clearly that there is issues with the building.
Are you testifying in this? If you are, I want to cross-examine you.
I am not in court, and no, I am not.
You've already shown that you're biased in regards to this, that there's
I
already
am not
issues.
biased. There's paperwork. If you want to show me that paperwork, I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'll be very pleased to show you some paperwork. Number one, according to Nebraska Revised Statute 27901, there is a requirement of authentication. It has to be either an oath or it has to be testified to by the person who made the inspection. Neither were done in the city council hearing on 9/12 of 2023. There was no authentication of any evidence there. There, last I knew, was no pictures given to the citizens of the condition. Gwenda Horkey was stirring around there saying, where's the pictures? Wherever they went, I don't know, but they weren't even there. Open Meetings Act right over here says that they have to provide one copy of everything that is in front of them. You can't do it that way. You can't simply have to have pictures there. So therefore, the authentication means that your evidence that you used is faulty, and therefore it cannot be admitted in a Board of Appeals hearing, any evidence of pictures or anything of this specific nature. Now, the third argument that I'm making is that your notice to me of unsafe building and notice of resolution 2023-4 includes all structures, plural, S, structures. There's 2 buildings on those 2 lots. 502 West Main has a front brick building and has a back tin building. I have presented to the board here 3 pieces of paper which include the minutes whereupon I came to the board after purchasing this property and requested I came to city council. What does the city council want out of this building? What's the situation? Being that I was aware that there were some nuisances that were sent to premises about the condition. There were the building roof in the back tin building was halfway down to the ground.
Again, this doesn't have to do with the tin building.
Excuse me?
What does this have to do with the
I
tin
wish
building?
it didn't, ma'am. But your resolution says buildings and structures. It says both. You condemn the whole works, and therefore it's false. There's no evidence whatsoever of an issue with the back building, and not only that, there's evidence here.
There was nothing submitted to my knowledge of any of the tin building. It
Excuse
all
me.
has to do with
All
the
right,
structure.
where's your resolution? I'd like a copy of your resolution. Present it, please.
Glenn, do you have that?
What's that?
The resolution, do you have that? That's where he's getting this, the thing that we had inspected was the brick building, the commercial building itself. I don't know where the tin building is coming from. I don't think that's what the issue is about.
Is that building attached? Is it building?
No, it's
Nope.
not even
No.
Not
attached.
attached. It doesn't have a mailing address. It
No.
looks like a garden shed.
Yes, it has nothing to do with it. I'm not here to
Nothing to do with
question
this.
that. We're here to talk about the commercial building itself.
We're here to speak about resolution number 2023-4, which says, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the city of Sargent, Custer County, Nebraska, whereas the city of Sargent, Nebraska, at a duly advertised meeting of this council, received reports from the state fire marshal, state electrician, private engineer, and city health board regarding property owned by Mark A. Cook and Diane Ray, located at 502 West Main, being lots 1 and 2, block 11, original town Sargent. The city council has determined, based upon review of said reports, that said premises, building and structures, plural, S, constitutes an unsafe building, non-plural, and there's nuisance according to law, and our code should be dealt with accordingly. Plural. Now be it there resolved, the city council and city sergeant above described premises located 502 West Main, Sergeant, are hereby deemed to be unsafe build, not ing, not plural, and a nuisance, and the mayor and the administration instructed to cause proper notices to be sent to the owners of the premises. That the property be properly posted and notice be sent to the register of deeds of Custer County to do all necessary duties required by law to carry out this resolution. It says, and structures. This is your resolution that you passed, and therefore, it's false. You don't have any inspection except for the approval from Mr. Tim Devine for the back 10 building. And that approval was done with Reese Jensen also. He came to my building in, I want to say June, I believe I've got it listed, on what I sent to Gwenda and requested for it being brought here off the email. And he came to there with Tim Devine, the then building inspector, in 2020, I believe it was in June. And of course I can tell you by the city council, where were the city council minutes that we went to that I've already presented. Did you have those, Mr. Hightower?
No.
Somebody has the city council minutes? Even so, the whole point is that I requested what needed to be done with the 10 building in 2020, and I believe it was April, and they gave me 30 days to put it up or tear it down, one or the other. The front half of that 10 building was down on the ground. The back half was hardly standing up with a chain hanging down and anchor into the dirt so that the wind wouldn't blow the back half up. The front of the building went like this, the walls. That was the condition then. The city council then approved by these minutes me to have it done in 30 days. I did have the building up in 30 days. However, it was to be to the inspector's approval, and the front wall was not. It was weaker than what it could be, and so therefore, Tim Devine, if you'll notice in the minutes there, that, and I believe you do have it, Mr. Hightower, may I? Excuse me. In the minutes, April 13th, 2020, the council member Sheets, moved to approve giving Mark Cook 30 days to fix the tin building south of the brick building at 502 West Main to meet the standards of the building inspector. So that was on April 13th, and then in 2020. In May 11th of 2020, in the citizens' comments, I said, Mr. Devine has given Mark Cook 30 more days to finish the building, as listed. Obviously, the citizens' comments are limited. Therefore, farther down, it says, Councilmember Sheets moved to approve 30-day extension of Mark Cook to complete the repairs to the tin building south of the brick building at 502 West Main. Councilmember Clayton seconded, voting Sheets, Clayton, Kojil, May, Schneider. In this case, I asked in the next month for an approval, and Mr. Jensen and Mr. Devine came and then did approve the tin building. I had put concrete footings, 10-inch C-channel, the length of it, 2-inch double wall, 1/4-inch steel channel supports, I-beams across. This is overbuilt. I mean, way overbuilt. Now, the answer remains. It was approved by Mr. Tim Devine, and that's what was required by this here. The other basis of this is that then I requested, I believe it was in September, and I've given minutes, that I would be able to put an addition on the front of this building to cover the doors, means that I put comparable doors that were on it, only extremely strengthened, supported by brick planks on the side and C-channels and into concrete, 5 foot by 10 foot each building doors but they swing outwards on hinges. In the state of Nebraska, in the winter, snow gets in front of doors, and if they swing outwards on hinges, they just simply stop. It doesn't happen.
I mean, what is your point? You know, I mean,
I'll
gosh, you can go on and on about how great your building is. You know, just get on with it.
Is this my hearing, sir?
Okay, get on with it then. I've got things to do,
That's
so
fine,
get
but I have
going.
a right to a hearing, sir.
Okay, get to going then.
I am.
Okay, but you're about to make me go to sleep.
In this case, the 10 building
Oh,
was approved for an addition, which means that the city council approved the condition of that building. And that addition was put on with a 60-day extension in 2021. In other words, there is no record of any plural structures as the item that you have put through as 2023-4.
I mean, again, that's fine, great. I don't think we're concerned about that. We want to
Your-
hear what you have to say about the commercial building.
Your resolution, ma'am,
I
includes the 10
understand what you're
building.
saying to me. We're not concerned about the
It
metal
needs
building at
stricken.
this point.
The entire resolution needs stricken because it's not acceptable, because you have no support for the 10 building. That's the first point. That is exactly what I'm pointing out. That the 10 building is accepted and approved by the building inspector. And therefore, this,
I guess we can have somebody come and inspect it again if you want the 10 building inspected also.
I didn't ask for
Well,
inspection to
then
begin,
let's-
ma'am, but the resolution includes it. And because the resolution includes it and none of your evidence.
So what do you have to say about the commercial building?
Okay, number one, you can't use supporting evidence got illegally, unfounded.
According to who?
According to state statute, if it's illegally gained, it's inadmissible in a court of law, and it's inadmissible in any evidence whatsoever. Therefore, because of the city officer lying, I have it on video, that I said I would determine whenever the authority having jurisdiction came to my front door, whether they would inspect or not, according to your specific code, and that would be 150, I'm trying to think of it, I don't have it right here. The specific code requires me to allow the building inspector to come in if he asks. The building inspector has never asked to inspect my buildings. The first time that this inspection took place was when I drove on to my property and J.D. Keefe had already broken into my building, the front door was
JD
open.
never opened your door.
You're a liar. And I'll call you that.
Everybody's a liar
That's a lie.
besides you.
That's
That
a
is
lie.
not a lie. I saw it.
Shut up. That's a lie.
Go to hell.
And the answer is,
No,
I,
it's not a lie.
I would like for this to be there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You
The
quit
fact
calling
is,
people liars
were you
this
there?
meeting.
Were you present?
I watched the whole thing.
Were you present?
I watched the whole
Were you
thing.
present?
That
I
means she
watched,
was.
I am
Mark.
not a
Were you
liar.
present?
That means
Everybody,
she was.
everybody
answer
is a liar
is-
but you, Mark.
No.
No,
I
that's
will-
a fact.
Why don't you
Hell, he's
have,
never wrong about that.
why don't you have Todd right here to represent his, to authenticate his piece of
This is
paper?
your appeal.
Because
It
I
was
don't do
not,
that.
it
I
was
spoke to
absolutely.
every single
the front-
one of
I
them.
don't care.
Okay.
Okay, if you're gonna
Exactly, you
testify,
don't
if you're gonna
care.
testify, I wanna cross-examine. I wanna cross-examine. The front doors were wide open when I walked up.
That JD Keefe did not open those doors.
Somebody opened them and I did not.
Well, then you're wrong.
No.
JD Keefe didn't lie,
No,
so
no,
you
no,
don't
no,
get
no,
to
no,
accuse
no,
him
no,
of
no.
being a
The
liar.
only person that
No,
could
you do not
represent,
get to accuse somebody of being a liar when you do not know.
I do know.
Oh.
Because the only person on the inspection report was J.D. Keefe, who was not a sheriff, according to state statute.
Okay, can I stop you right there for a second? Can we follow up at the end of that statute with, you know, how a search warrant is not the same as, you know, who has to serve certain things? We just talked about this
He's
last,
talking about a civil procedure serving statute, it has nothing to do with the warrant.
okay.
The warrant procedures are in chapter 29 of the Nebraska Revised Statutes.
Sad
Nothing
to say.
whatsoever to do with civil service.
Sad to say,
He's gonna
the,
find out.
the paperwork here of 23-17-0-1-2, etc., requires service of any writ and warrant by the sheriff of the county. And I've sent that to Gwenda Horkey. It is on an email to Gwenda Horkey. I requested to be present here in this meeting, and obviously she's not presenting any such a thing, so therefore that's the basis of that. Do you have that I requested?
Do I have what?
The information I sent via email for this hearing, including the statement of errors for the city.
No, I don't have it with me.
Do we have to supply the evidence?
Not really.
You're required,
It's
sir, to
reasons
provide the
why
evidence.
we can't proceed.
Okay.
What?
I will present a USB stick with that evidence on it to this specific hearing. That evidence is present there, as well as the various others items in regards to this building, including 2023-4, as far as the actual physical item. Now, I presented the affidavit of Becky Primus, the previous owner. I'm presenting a picture of the front of the building where the hole that they placed in there to try to find the shutoff, before I ever owned the building, I had cemented shut. So therefore, Mr. Reese Jensen, in his affidavit for the, or in his statement for the warrant, said that Mark Koch asked for the water to be shut off and that Mark Koch asked for the electricity to be turned on. That's a lie. Outright, straight out lie, and they gained a warrant through a lie.
Do you
This
like
is-
that word or what?
This is the inspection warrant, and I'm going to read this to you very clearly, and we're going to address it appropriately for this hearing. The inspection warrant that was provided is case number CR 2318 in the District Court of Custer County, Nebraska. And that inspection warrant included a letter from Reese Jensen on the City of Sargent letterhead. And I state, went into the old Middle Loop store that was bought by Mark Koch. He wanted the water meter pulled and electricity turned on. I would like to, again, read Becky Primus's statement under affidavit. I, Becky Primus, called the city office to have the water and electricity shut off after we closed the store at 502 West Main, Sargent, Nebraska. Because the water was coming in so fast and we didn't want the electrical hazard on our
I think
hands.
we
so
all read that. What's
So we searched, I'm putting this into record, ma'am, thank you. So we searched half the day trying to find the water shut off. Your maps couldn't tell us where we're shut off, so we pumped the water out as much as we could so the city could shut the water off in the basement. This was all done before Mark Koch brought the building from us, Becky Primus, and under affidavit. However, Mr. Reese Jensen says that Mark Koch asked for it to be shut off. I did not. We went to the basement to pull the water meter. It was deep with water, so we went back to city shop to get breast waders and went down in the basement. Some steps were broken off, stuff was floating around. Careful of water. To be careful of the water above my knees, wasn't sure what I might step on. Got the meter pulled, the valve on the meter was already shut off. In this case.
What year was that?
What's that?
What year was that?
What year is what?
That letter. What year is that? What
This
is that
letter
dated?
is attached to the affidavit that is signed by Reese Jensen.
I don't
This
care. I
for the
asked you.
record,
And-
city council, I
it-
do have a witness.
It was the
I
7th day of
just-
July 2023 is when it was.
So you're telling me though that according to documents that were submitted earlier from the engineers and everybody that were over there, you still can't get down in your basement. And how much later is this? In 2 years, you still can't get down in the basement?
I would like to see where they, because you're testifying, I would like to see where they said it
Oh,
still
for
can't get down in the
God's
basement.
sakes.
Let's see it. Let's see it. I want to see it.
There is in the
Okay,
documentation
bring it.
from them.
Bring it.
I will gladly show
Authentify
you.
your
It
work.
says you cannot get
Authenticate.
downstairs.
Authenticate. The law says authentication is required. And that's 1701. So therefore, the authentication is required. And in that case, the fact is that I can access the basement. And I have.
Did they go down in the basement when they were in there?
That's the question for you to
Yeah,
ask
did
them.
they go down there?
That's the
I'm
question
pretty
to ask
sure,
them.
and I'm gonna find it right here, that it's not.
And the answer.
And then you're
and-
gonna call them a liar.
No, by the way, I would like this
really?
picture right here to be shown as evidence that Miller and Associates took it off online, and there were about 80 mowers to the east, and the back building was down
I can't
to,
even see anything in this
right over
paper.
there, and back building was down, half of the
Whatever.
roof was down to the ground. So therefore, that's the condition I found in, and I have improved it consistently.
Again, I still can't even get in the front door.
The pictures of, what's that? Excuse me?
Continue,
What did you say? I would like to know what you said.
continue.
Please.
Okay, in this case, the pictures of the basement are on the USB stick I have presented to this hearing. And those specific pictures are showing that there is solid foundation under this building, as in structural stability. And therefore, it is there as far as very strong.
Right here, in this report. Says, while access to the building was permitted, it was not possible to assess the condition of the foundation walls. Assess the stairs to the basement level have collapsed or have been removed, making it impossible to access the basement level.
And so therefore, being that there's an elevator which is
You just got
operational,
through telling me
there
that
is
you
an
could get in
elevator
there.
that's operational. They could have gone to the basement if they wanted to.
You just didn't offer that.
I have now. Thank you.
Oh.
There is an elevator that is operational. I've used that to access the basement while I'm repairing the basement steps.
There isn't, so I don't know, it's a dummy waiter.
Oh. Is it,
Excuse me.
is it a
I'm
dumbwaiter?
assu-
Do you
I'm
have to
assuming it's
use
a
cable?
There
Or,
is a cable and it's grandfathered in and it is effective. It does work.
okay,
And I have supported and repaired it. So
I believe
therefore,
it, I believe it's in
there
great
are,
shape.
there are those things that are taken care of. And like I say, you will find on the USB stick that I have presented that there are pictures of the concrete foundations I put under the 6x6s. There's pictures of the brick. One of them is approximately 6 feet long by about 2 feet wide, supporting steel
So,
posts.
have
all
you
that
all
you
seen
said.
these pictures where there's mold and you can't get in there and people can't access the building?
Excuse me.
Do you have health issues?
I object to use of any of that evidence because it was got fraudulently. As I say, there's fraudulence in regards to getting this that I have
So, is
presented
it
to the
made
city.
up?
What's that?
Is it made up and it's not actually there?
As I say, it's inadmissible. It was got by fraud with an illegal search. The search was required to be by the sheriff. And that's, the sheriff is again, 23-1701, 23-1702.
We're not in court to
We're not
decide
in
if it was
court,
illegally
and-
obtained,
and
are we?
no
It's-
one's
Is this what we're in
determined the
court
search
for?
warrant to be illegal in a court of law.
Again,
Okay.
the.
So we're not here to debate if something was done.
He
We're
thinks
here
we
to
are,
obey
but
the
we're
building.
not.
Okay.
The reason why I'm bringing it up is because you don't have solid foundation because it is absolutely an illegal
I
search.
don't think pictures lie.
Actually, it's an illegal search.
Oh,
It's an
Again, I
illegal
don't think
search.
that
It's an
pictures
illegal
lie.
search, and I've made that plain. So
So
therefore,
are
it's
we
off from
here
there.
to debate that, or are we here to decide if
We're not
these
here to
pictures
debate.
Okay,
are
the next,
a true
What do we need to do?
representation of
Just
what we're doing?
Approve this and.
I haven't finished my representation. I have a right to a hearing. And in this case, again, I'm not finished
We're
with
not
the
here
points
to
of
do
representation.
circles either. We're here to do the presentation of this building and what you have to
And
show that this building can be
I'm telling you,
safe.
I'm telling you that the resolution is based on false evidence.
I don't think that's what we're here for.
And the answer
Well,
is,
that's a court of law to determine, and the court of law hasn't determined
That's
that
what I
yet.
thought.
And I
I'm
can
not
tell you
here.
right
I'm not a
now,
judge.
cops
I'm
will
not an
serve warrants.
attorney.
here again, you are to rehear
What?
apparently.
Neither is Mark.
Right.
I object to you rehearing the same thing that you've heard and didn't allow me to speak in at the city council.
You were allowed to speak, Mark.
No, I wasn't. I have it on video. You said I couldn't. I raised my hand. You said no.
Easy, bud. Mark.
You
I
said
never-
no.
No, you got to speak. I
No,
didn't let you
no,
speak
in the
at the
city
moment
coun-
you wanted
in
to,
the
and you
city-
might not
in
have
the
liked
city
that,
council,
but
I was
you
not
got to
allowed to.
speak. Yes, you did.
Ma'am.
Yes, you did.
When
You
this
might not have
resolution,
liked it that you got told
Did you
no.
have something to say?
when this resolution came up,
Did you have something to say?
when the resolution came up before the council, you refused to allow me to speak. I raised my hand. It's on video. You said no. and therefore you did not allow me to speak with this resolution. Again, that's another reason to deny or to remove it. So, okay, like I say, the city, police officer did lie under oath because they did not deny anyone to come into my
I
building.
don't know what was said, and again, I am not a judge and I am not an attorney, and I'm not here to decide that.
Okay, the city council placed resolution 2023-4 on the
You know,
agenda.
perhaps it would behoove
And-
you to worry more about your own stuff than a little bit about what everybody else is doing, and get busy with that.
I've explained this.
And we've all heard it
That's your
1,000
ordinance, that's your
times.
resolution is absolutely condemning a building that you've accepted, number one. And
Again,
number
spend
two,
your energy
your
on doing
resolution, it doesn't
something
have
besides
solid
this.
foundation in regards to the way it was got through the court. Now, as I say, in this case, I gave you a motion to appeal the 2023-1 in the health board meeting. That hasn't been effectively instigated within 10 days. I
You said
also,
that was the city council appeal.
excuse
And then
me,
you called me a stupid idiot. and I
excuse me,
shouldn't
sir,
have
excuse me,
belonged.
sir, I have said, I have appealed, and it's on the
Again,
USB stick.
That's fine.
I've appealed
Again, we are
23-1.
here for this building. I am not a judge and I am not an attorney. So
And the
what do
resolution?
you have to present going forward that this building can be saved to tell us that there's no reason to condemn it? All I wanna know is what you are gonna do so it does not need to be condemned.
Okay, number one.
I am not a judge
Excuse
and
me,
I
sir.
am not an attorney.
This is my stuff. You get off my stuff.
That's
So
enough.
help me, Lord God.
I'm looking at your exhibits.
I haven't presented that exhibit. This I'll present. This is what I've done to repair the front window. This is what I've done to repair the back wall, including bricking up and supporting with treated green lumber. So
Again,
that
I wanna see what you've done on the inside, because this, you've all showed us, and then the pictures on the inside show that this is basically just so that you can appease what it looks like on the outside. The inside does not support any of this.
Excuse me. I have a right to represent the
We've
condition of
all
this building.
seen it, Mark.
Ma'am, you
Yes,
haven't
you
seen it.
know how many times
You
since
see this
I've
bill,
been
see
there
this
that
board
you
here?
submitted this
You have
stuff?
not seen this. I have not printed that
Did you
before.
just put that in there
I
today?
did just put this right in front of your face. There are 5.
Just back off, Mark.
There, there are,
You gotta, there's a code
I'm
of
all right.
conduct.
Back off.
there are
You gotta
5.
behave yourself here, you're
Excuse me.
gonna get
Excuse
escorted
me.
out of here.
May I see that picture again? May I present that picture? I would like to point out what it is. This picture, because of all of you who are holding this hearing, including you, sir, this picture is a picture of 5 2x12s across upright, 1 2x12 underneath, and a 4x6 supporting the floor in the back of that building. This is what I've done in the basement. This is what I've done in the basement. You wanted a picture of the basement. There is a steel structural support in concrete foundation up to a 2x12 to support the upper.
And I am also smart enough to know
This-
it takes more than one of those
This,
to make that work.
excuse me, I'm not done. This is the drain tile pit that was put in. There's again the supports of the 4x6 and the 2x12s. Here's concrete footings poured in the basement of this building. And therefore, this is the basis of that. As far as the condition is concerned, I have on the USB stick, a proof of that the state fire marshal has approved the reconstruction of this building.
And that is not true, because they were contacted. You submitted
Oh,
something
good
he
grief,
does
give
not
me
tell
a
you.
break, give me a break here,
Gave
let's
them
find
a
it,
plan, Mark.
let's
Yeah,
find
you
it.
gave them a plan.
And the plans were
That paper
approved,
that,
the
that,
plans were
there's
approved.
no plans to approve.
Excuse me,
You,
excuse
he
me.
did not approve anything.
May I present it?
Yes, I would love to see that piece of
And by the way,
paper.
if you would, get the USB stick up, because you will find that there. There's the,
I don't have anything to access that with at
Well,
this
here
point.
again,
And
it was-
again, I'm not in
it
court.
was presented to you in this hearing that the state fire marshal has approved the plans. Mr. John
There was
Goss.
no date on there or anything, I looked at it before. I've seen it
Mr.
before.
John, you didn't, I haven't presented it.
You did at the last meeting.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Oh, you did.
Can I
you
excuse
did.
myself for just a second? I have something in my finger. I'll be right back.
The plans presentation was presented to Mr. Doug Holbein in Lincoln, Nebraska at the State Fire Marshal's office. And that plans presentation is in this suit information as an attachment. And it was approved 9-9 before you decided to condemn.
Is this the paper that you're looking for?
No, oh, yeah, sure, approval.
Yeah, so again, you gave this to the citizen.
Approval, but this is only one, there's 6 sheets, there's 6 sheets. It is approved and actually,
Says the on-site inspector shall determine the compliance of the
You-
Well, there are only
existing
2
conditions.
sheets. It says page 2 of 2.
And it doesn't
okay,
say
here
that
we go,
there's
here
a-
we are. Thank you, ma'am. I'd rather give you a full copy. This is what you've got in your hand of the code review. This is actually approved plan review as noted as code review, John B. Dodge, 9/9 of 2023. You called me a liar. That says I'm not lying.
Let's back off a little bit.
And therefore, here are the plans.
That's not my word.
Here are the plans specifically for rebuilding this
That's fine,
building.
he doesn't, he may have said that's fine, but it does, it also,
And this is approved by the state fire marshal for the structural repair of this specific building, and it's approved by the state fire marshal code review right here. And so therefore, in this case, this is all part of, and I would like to present this as one package to the Board of Appeals. This is, of course, case number CI 2386, which has all of these included in them, and that gives you the clarity that the plan has been approved to repair this building.
it's not like, yeah, would you like to explain that to him, Reese, so this is not how he's proceeding this? Would you like to
When I
let
visit-
everybody know
When I
what you
visited
found
with
out?
John, Mr. Cook did make a proposal.
Is this my hearing?
Yeah, you know what,
It
he
is.
gets to say, because this is about that, and so he
Thank
does
you.
get
So I
to share
called
the
John after the
information.
council meeting. He has a plan. But it has to be an on-site inspector, and he said it probably won't get accomplished right away.
The answer remains that the plan
You
gives
just
you,
have a plan that you gave them, but they haven't come out to do their inspection to see if their plan's gonna work.
and the answer is the plan's approved.
But at any rate, the
you-
electrical inspector and the structural guy, they both said no. So, we
Uh,
have that.
Are you testifying in this? Can I cross-examine you? Were you present? Were you present at this?
I read the report.
And were they present? Could I cross-examine them? I have a right,
You
if
were
I'm
with
under
them.
this,
You
to
can
cross-examine
You were
them.
with them.
Ma'am, I again have a right to cross-examine them for anything that's evident, and
Okay,
besides, it's
you may
illegal
call them
evidence.
at any time.
It was
It's not
received in-
illegal evidence.
It is, but
The
they're gonna, that's your
electrical inspector
determination.
and the structural inspector both said, tear it down now,
As-
is what I'm
You know,
paraphrasing. but
I was there and they did not, so therefore there's not a question, but that's not the point.
Really, I think
Okay,
that maybe
okay.
that's a falsehood.
Okay, so let's deal with
Was
this.
that a lie?
Unsafe buildings, 150.35. This is your ordinance, ma'am. Your ordinance says very clearly, determination and notice, which you haven't approved exactly the way it says in here. If a person receiving the notice has not complied, oh, guess what? That's not that's not the one for this specific meeting. Here it is. Appeal, demolition, duty to inform county. Upon receiving notice of demolishing of the building, the owner, and that's 150.38, a building within time stipulated may require and may in writing to the city clerk request a hearing before the city council sitting as the Board of Appeals to present reasons why the building should not be repaired or demolished. The city council shall grant such a hearing within 10 days from date of receiving this request. A written notice of the city council's decision following the hearing shall be sent to the property owner by certified mail. Now, if the city council rejects the appeal, the owner shall have 60 days from the sending of the decision to begin repair or demolition and removal. That's my choice, not yours, not your engineers, not anybody else. It said begin repair. So therefore, in this case, because of 150.38, because I did make an appeal, this is an appeal board, and I have specifically represented the reasons, several of the reasons, including in this suit here that you've received, has several attachments that show that, number one, the code, they did approve the code, and the city, the state fire marshal Todd Wright said, you can, when there's substantial improvements made, get a reassessment.
Substantial.
And in that case, he gave me, according to the representation that I have on that specific item, they gave me 3 months to do the beginning and 12 months to do the final, which is listed on the plans that were approved. The on-site inspection is to be done after there's some substantial improvements made. So therefore, that doesn't nullify my permit approval. That simply says that, yes, I have a period of time to do so, and yes, I will have it substantially improved in that period of time, and yes, I will repair this building. And so, but again, I would like to, because you seem to not know your own laws, I would like to present to you the appeal, demolition, and duty to inform the county, which you have not done that either. And so therefore, this is a not that one, thank you anyway. This is 4 pieces of paper that show that, number one, I have complied with the request for a hearing within 10 days. You have scheduled it and gave me inappropriate notice 2 days before the hearing, but at the same time, I'm here. And I have then also got the plans approved in regards to the state fire marshal to repair this building. I intend on doing so, and again, I would like the information that was presented, especially the specific information of
Okay, Glenn,
this here and this here are also evidence. This here is the evidence of
with
the
the evidence that's been presented, are
plan
we able to
of
take a vote
repair.
on this?
What's that?
The evidence that's been presented, can we go ahead and take a vote on this?
Sure. I would like this also presented. This is condition of arbitrary
Have some
basis.
manners, okay?
This is arbitrary basis because the hotel roof over on the next door, right back here, has had issues
Did
for 25
did your
years.
mom ever
This
tell
is
you
the
that maybe you
background,
worry
yeah.
more about
For
yourself and
25
less about
years.
others?
You cannot have
Try
arbitrary
try
government.
that, worry more about you, and if you spent
a
as
few
much
other buildings here
effort
that
on your
garage-
own stuff, we wouldn't be here right now,
Excuse me.
going about this.
As I say,
Yes,
this is a
as
hearing,
I say.
and therefore, because of this is a hearing, now, by the way, I would like to
There's a
present
lot
another
that can be
thing.
done by
This is the city of
worrying
Sargent's
about yourself a little more.
receipt for electricity to 502 West Main. It's a receipt. Electricity to
Okay,
502
great.
West Main. I would like you to note that it says service address 502 West Main on that receipt. And it says City of Sargent on the top of it. If you take a look at that,
They look like,
I think you'll find that that effectively makes it plain that various things,
okay, we all have stuff to do.
I have a right to a hearing too, and I'm not finished presenting evidence.
Well, I think we've
We've
seen this,
heard
we've
enough
seen
evidence.
this. I
The-
think we do.
Next, the next evidence I would like to present, and that is
Seen
that
this.
Diane Marie is no longer owner, and you haven't made any representation in this building to the Register of Deeds in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Therefore, Diane Marie is not the owner on this. Mark Craig Cook is the sole owner of this specific property. And as I
Good for
say,
her. Good for her. Okay.
and like I say, we've got the affidavits, we've got, have you received that USB stick?
Yep, okay.
I move that we reject the appeal.
I'll second.
Any further discussion among council members? Roll call?
Hightower,
Yes.
Clayton,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Sheets.
Yes.
I assume I'll receive a certified letter in that regards.
Yep.
Thank you.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Freaking, doggone you. Don't even have my name in the minutes.
Hightower,
You got your-
Clayton,
Yes.
Here's your-
Yes.
I got my.
Schneider,
Yes.
and Sheets.
Yes.